I was, yes.
Was it quite useful for you to be there?
Yeah, really useful. I've been to a lot of conferences over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and an element that's always missing is fishermen and the opportunity for the fishermen and the academics, industry, NGOs to all communicate, and it's the only real thing I've been to that's provided that platform.
It wasn't just your standard sort of conference thing, was it? You had opportunities to break out into groups and things like that. Was that what happened?
Yeah, it was, and it was, like I said, it's one of the first seafood conferences or summits I've been to that have had that format. I've since been to another conference that's also tried a similar thing, and every time I go to one of these things, it's really good feedback. Everyone's really positive. Attention spans and levels of engagement are really, really much higher, much more appreciated.
What do you think it is about that format that actually is conducive to that?
It's providing people with the opportunity really to have conversations and having those little informative presentations which give you the starting points. You know, someone reviewing and thinking, right, what's this thread? What do we want to get out of this? Because nobody in the industry wants to spend a lot of time and effort if you're not going to have a result at the end of it. It's an industry that wants to keep moving and evolving, and this kind of process, I think, really works for seafood.
Was it a good sort of networking opportunity as well?
Excellent, yeah, really, really good opportunity. I met some good fishermen who have volunteered to take me out on their boat. Probably take one of those up soon. I got really inspired me to make that effort and just get out amongst all the other sectors. I think even more so than I was already trying.
A bit random, wasn't it, getting out actually hands-on with the fishing?
Yeah, I went out last Monday, and it was yeah, and I hope to keep that going, just to keep those communications going between all those different sectors, really.
Is that as a direct result of going to that event?
It was the catalyst. It was the idea and the seed that was there, but then it was like, right, I can go on and do this, and listening to everyone just so willing and welcoming, really, to new ideas, new ways of collaborating.
Was there a particular person that caught your memory?
Yeah, I think probably a couple of people, and actually something I think that was really helpful for the UK in hosting something like that was to have people not from the usual UK suspects there. So there was a halibut fisherman called Wes who'd seen his fishery through MSc certification and the process that goes along with that, and then also Alexa, the presenter, who was just that impartiality, I think, really encouraged people to be open.
Do you think that there's, if it is a positive event, do you think that it would be beneficial having it annually?
Yeah, to keep the momentum going, and for people to see I think it's important for people to be able to see that there are outcomes to this time and investment, because obviously for fishermen there's a great deal. If they're not on the water, then they're not making any money. And to see that actually by collaborating with academics, NGOs and retailers and brands that were there, that they can get something out of it too.
So if it was next year, would you be going again?
I would, yes, and I would encourage anyone else to go.
Thank you very much.
That's okay?
Painless, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That's very good.
I was at the ISU event in Brixham in Devon.
Was it an unusual event for you?
Not really. I attend quite a lot of sustainability industry events, so it was an interesting one, but it was one of a series that I've been involved with.
Was the format conducive to positive outcomes?
The format was different to events I've been to before, and yes, I do feel it was very, very positive. Yes.
Was it quite conducive to networking? Was there a lot of networking opportunities there?
For me, networking was one of the best advantages and outcomes of that ISU conference. The stakeholder communities that we normally see in the kind of meetings that I go to can be quite restricted. But the ISU event had a much wider stakeholder community there, especially the catching sector. And this is great for me as a seafood processor to be able to talk directly to the fishermen themselves.
Was there people there that you wouldn't normally expect to be there?
No, not really. No, the only proviso with that would be that the fishermen fishermen themselves are usually very, very busy guys. They're on their boats, they're out at sea, so going to meetings in places like London is not really on their normal agenda. But to get them in a fishing port, a little bit of their precious time to actually come down and sit down and talk to the rest of the industry was really unusual and I think really beneficial.
Yeah, you think it's valuable to have their input into the wider scheme of things?
It's incredibly valuable. In the UK we have a fishing community and a seafood processing sector which are actually quite separate. In a lot of countries around the world, fishermen are also seafood processors. Now our industry is different. That means sometimes we get disconnected. So any opportunities where fishermen can actually come down and talk to seafood processors and to retailers, they're really rare and therefore really valuable.
Do you think it would be beneficial in holding an event like that more annually?
Absolutely. As I say, I get invited to lots of conferences and lots of meetings. So my time is quite precious and I have to sometimes pick and choose the kind of events I would go to. But this one, if there was another ISU event next year, I would definitely go to it.
Would you recommend it to other people for the opportunities over there?
I would recommend it to anybody and particularly to fishermen.
Do you think that there's opportunity for fishermen to glean from the others that are there as well? To maybe, because other people learning from fishermen, you think they could maybe learn a bit from the other side?
Indeed, fishermen themselves can sometimes be insular between different ports and different types of fishing methods. So for them to be able to sit down together and Scottish fishermen and English fishermen, Welsh fishermen, Irish, to sit there and talk together about their own fishing experiences is, again, it's a fantastic experience and a fantastic opportunity for them.
Is there a particular thing that somebody spoke about that you remember?
I was particularly interested in a guy whose name escapes me, but he came from the talking about cooperatives. Because I believe fishermen as small businesses, small businessmen, can benefit through working collaboratively together to pool their sources, resources, their knowledge, their experience, and work in more in a cooperative manner. So I thought the guy from the cooperative was a really interesting speaker.
Whereabouts was he from? Was he from up in Pitt and Weed?
Yes.
Was he called Billy Myers?
I can't remember. To be honest with you, he didn't know much about fishing, but he knew a lot about cooperatives, and I think that was the important thing.
Yeah, no, I think I've met that guy actually.
Yeah.
Well, that was fantastic.
Okay, cool.
Cheers for that.
Job done. Get back and relax now.